Hello, Denver. You've made an offer, it's been accepted. Now it's time to navigate the closing process with your lender while balancing everything else life throws at you and your way. Hey, thanks again, Ray Williams, Mortgage Maestro. Today we're going to talk through breaking down everything you need to know to work effectively with your lender to ensure a smooth journey to the closing day. First, let's dive into the steps of finalizing your mortgage, keeping you informed and in control of your contract through closing. With step one, the mortgage process unpacked, locking your interest rate. Timing is the key. At the time you go into contract, you'll be able to look at locking in your interest rate. Talk to your loan officer to see if this is the time or if market conditions warrant that you should hang back to get a better rate. There also is what's called a float down. A float down is that if your rate is locked, the market gets markedly improved at the time of closing, the days leading up to closing, there might be an opportunity for you to float down to a better interest rate so you get the best deal at the time of your closing. Locking the rate at the right time can save you thousands over the life of your loan, so keep a close eye on market trends. Don't hesitate to lean on your loan officer for advice. You'll also receive preliminary disclosures to sign. These are just a big permission slip. They are not going to be 100% accurate on things like credit card balances and banking balances at that exact moment. So go ahead and sign those. What you're looking for is if there was a problem with your spelling your name, the address, things like these clerical mistakes that could happen. All the other things will be trued up by the loan processor and the underwriting team through your process. You'll also see your loan estimate. This gives you a solid lens on how much you need to prepare to bring to closing. Again, at this time, it's not 100% accurate because things are not trued up like your homeowner's insurance, taxes, title fees. They all have to be trued up through this process. Make sure to watch our video on understanding your loan estimate. It will go a long way for your comfort in these big numbers. Number two, your team behind the scenes. You have your loan officer, you might have a loan officer assistant, loan processor, and underwriters. Your loan officer is your strategist, navigating complex conditions, coordinating with the loan officer assistant and loan processor. Your loan processor will compile your data, collect documents from you, make sure everything is in order and accurate to submit over to the underwriters for that loan approval. You won't talk to those underwriters, but they are the ones who make the final loan decisions. But they have an important job to do for compliance purposes to ensure that you're able to repay the debt that they're going to lend out to you. Remember, if someone's going to lend you $500, $600, $700, $1 million, they do need to make sure compliance needs are met. This one's important. Number three, stay responsive. First of all, make sure to be proactive in letting your lender know if you're going to be traveling and unavailable through the process. If you have somebody else signing, make sure to let the lender know if they're not going to be available. If you have a cosigner that is out of state, let the lender know if they're not traveling to Denver to sign for your closing. If you are, make sure when you reach out that you're available for documentation, have access to things to upload for that loan approval when the processor submits to the underwriters. Quick responses goes a long way, guys. You can always make up with having time at the end and have your feet up, relaxing, but making up time at the end for not sending things in a timely fashion. Look, life is busy. When you buy a house, it's going to be even more busy. But I will tell you this much. We have clients that send us stuff on the fly, and we have clients that send us stuff 2 and 3 days later. Probably could tell you to take a guess at which one has a smoother and closing process. If you are someone who likes to check things off your list, send it quickly, ask questions. If you're not sure what is needed, reach out to the loan processor or loan officer assistant to ask questions about the documentation they are asking for so that you're confident and feel good about the process with them. Stay engaged, be prompt. As I mentioned, it's always better to have extra time at the end. I cannot tell you how many times we've seen this experience of things coming to the end. The underwriting team will review everything for compliance approval. Then the loan is submitted and approved. Understanding loan conditions. Don't freak out about that word. They happen on every loan. It's been submitted, it's approved with conditions. Loan conditions aren't hurdles. They're just steps towards securing your home loan and the keys to the house. They might include requests for additional documentation, clarification on financial status, things of this nature, but they shouldn't be too daunting if your lender did a good job during the pre-approval process for you. Do know that addressing these efficiently will help you move forward in a stress-free manner. So again, ask questions if you're not sure what the loan processor or loan officer assistant is asking for on behalf of the underwriters. Then the appraisal will take place. If you get an appraisal waiver, what that means is that they don't necessarily need a physical report because of your down payment and your occupancy type, but the appraisal will tell you the value of the home. Lender will request this for you and they will have you pay for this up front. Bear in mind, we lenders do not influence the value and we don't even have direct contact with the appraiser based on the regulations these days. If it comes in short on value, don't stress. There are ways to work around this, from negotiating with a seller, talking through this with your agent at the time. But if it comes in short on value, that's not your loan officer's fault. I'm sorry to tell you that. Number 5, embrace the moment. Buying a house is a monumental life event. It can be stressful, but there'll be times where you feel amazed. Embrace the journey, make the experience more fulfilling. Trust and surrender to the process, knowing that each step will bring you closer to the new home and the keys to that house. From there, you get that clear to close. Step 6, receiving a clear to close. As I go into that, if you have questions relating to this process, drop them in the comments below so that I can answer them to help you better feel more comfortable through your loan underwriting process. You've received that clear to close, you met all the lender requirements. Now it's a matter of the final paperwork, going to the closing table at the title company, and that's likely days before you get the keys. First, take a moment and relish on what's going down. Then, step 7, you're going to prepare for closing day. There's a lot going on here, from organizing the move, time off from work. This has likely all been distracting. Make sure to check with your bank on their wiring procedures for the money going to title, their allowances for getting a cashier check, and the amounts. Please coordinate with the title company on their process. Wiring instructions are not something that a lender or your agent is going to engage with because there's a lot of fraud these days, guys. So check with title over the phone about their wire process and procedures. Verify those instructions verbally so that you make sure the money gets to title, because once it's gone, if fraud happens, it's gone. Confirm with your real estate agent of the time and location for your signing on closing day, which leads us to step 8, your closing day. You'll sign a stack of documents. It's more than just paperwork. It's the final step to claiming your keys to your new house. Bring your valid ID. Make sure the required funds are there. If you sent a wire, call title that morning. Did you get my wire? You don't want to show up at title to find out your bank made a mistake and it didn't show up. So do things proactively if you hear me talking about that. The lender won't know directly if title received your wire, so check with title on this. And then prepare for a significant but rewarding day in your life. Now, after closing, step 9, you've closed typically a month before your first mortgage payment is due. They will always be due on the 1st of the month. So if you closed on the 9th of the month and it's May, then your first payment is going to be July 1st, because you're going to prepay the interest through the end of May. The interest collects in June, first payment July 1st. So always the 1st of the month following your closing, 30 days of interest has to accrue. This is the time though, get your address updates, let everybody know about the move. Keep in touch with the loan officer though. As life evolves, a good loan officer isn't there to just solicit you for rates and refinances, rather can be an advocate if you have questions as your escrow account changes, if there's an escrow analysis which leads to a change in your payment. When that first payment comes up, you might have questions. If servicing transfers, meaning your payments were being made here, and now you get a letter that the payments are going to be sent to this lender, confirm all of that, but reach out to your loan officer so that they can help you navigate this process and be available to you throughout and after closing. Again, if you have questions to this point, drop them in the comments below so that we can best help you navigate securing your dream home in Denver. It's an exhilarating journey. It's great to go through this process every step of the way. Remember, stay proactive, stay informed. Let's make homeownership and journey in Denver a rewarding adventure. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I hope you found it valuable. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you know somebody buying a home right now, this might be a video that can be really helpful for them, because I found over the years, this part of the process is a little murky. My real estate agent friends don't exactly know always what's going on through this process. Drop questions and comments below, and make sure to stay tuned for future videos on growing wealth through real estate.